Here is the dedication and acknowledgement section of Numinous, the book to be published later this year. I'm very excited about having it actually out there. It is said that a friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. Friends bring out the best in us. A true friend is one who overlooks your broken fence and takes time to admire the flowers in your garden. This book is dedicated to some great friends who have been amazing supports for my creative endeavors and to the concept of friendship itself. Writing a book is a sacred journey, and so is friendship. I remain comfortable with the positive support I will get from my best friends, who will attempt to understand my ambitious goals for the book, but who may very respectively disagree with some of the book's philosophical underpinnings. I believe that the concept of friendship is one of the most important concepts in the world. Good friendships play a big part in making for a better world. In this novel, the pastor's most cherished friends are a support for him as he struggles through life's tumultuous challenges and changes, surprising contradictions, and unforeseen curveballs. Along with my number one friend and life companion, my wife Debbie, I have many outstanding male friends who have helped me profoundly in my life's journey. I'll start out by mentioning some wonderful memories of philosophical coffee chats with my Christian friends Tom and Tim. It was with these wonderful individuals that I could bravely test my free-thinking ideas against those of the Christian mainstream. As I plunged deeper into these conversations, what I discovered surprised me. I learned that religious and philosophical differences do not have to define or ruin friendships. In fact, many times they strengthen those bonds in amazing ways. I believe those deep discussions actually helped my friendships become more vibrant and resilient. Tom Verhoevnik is a very dedicated and positive-thinking member of Wordsmiths, our local creative writers group that I started in Wisconsin in the year 2014. Tom is a strong Christian. I've had many fascinating chats about life and spirituality with Tom. He has always been one to show me the positive in most every area of life and the potential we all have to do good for one's community, much cherished friends, and loved ones. Tom perhaps is my friend who is among the most Christ-like because he practices the strong agape, the selfless love that his Christian faith and his Jesus define and profess. Tom has been very encouraging in my work as a singer-songwriter in a very positive manner, and even did the photography work for my first CD, my music CD called The Miracle Is Ours, in 2014. He's completely accepting of my questions about faith and meaning of life. That's the way friendship should be, people helping people out without judgment. Tom, well into his 70s, understands that. He remains a very vibrant and important part of my life. Another one of those special friends has been Tim Reel, also a strong Christian, who quietly lives his faith. Tim has taught me something very significant during our long and philosophical chats at Starbucks back in the 2000s. During these most interesting sessions, I would often strongly and openly declare my deep doubts about faith and the meaning of religion, throwing questions out there, much as the late Christopher Hitchens would have in his debates. Now, Tim, to his credit, carefully and patiently listened and took in everything, totally without judgment. There were times when I threw everything I had at him, including my doubts about my beliefs, my concern that religion could be harmful, often quoting many free thinkers in these discussions. He remained positive and encouraging throughout all of these discussions. There's a reason that some of the most profound scenes in my novel happen at Starbucks coffee. It's because of these amazing conversations with Tim and Tom and the fantastic ways they are helping me discover and accept my own searching-based worldview. These are very rare friendships that strongly encourage me to improve as a person and discover life's truths. My conversations about religion at the local coffee shop gave me the first ideas and motivation for writing a book about the confusion, the oftentimes cognitive dissonance and politics involved in developing one's faith or belief system. Also, kudos for the sublime encouragement from other good friends like Gary Beyer, Craig Sadler, Michael Tullifson, John Sila, Glenn Bowman, and Fred Herzem. These people, along with Tom and Tim, were especially encouraging when I was writing my spiritual book for my son Ryan, called 30 Letters to Ryan. I gave the book to my son as a college graduation present, It's a compilation of letters from father to son about what a dad believes to be the most important character qualities for a young man to strive for as he starts out in his adult journey. Gary Beyer is a talented author and also is a man of amazing character strength, a person who has braved the intense perils and implications of a condition called IBM, inclusion body myositis, a rare inflammatory muscle disease that has both degenerative and autoimmune characteristics. It is progressively debilitating. It somewhat mimics the lack of functionality associated with ALS, which is a nervous system disease. Things we all take for granted, like climbing stairs, getting out of stairs and toilet seats, swallowing, have become more difficult for my friend Gary. His positivity and enthusiasm are contagious. He is also fortunate to have his wife, Julie, by his side, his compassionate caregiver. Along with Julie, he has given inspirational talks to close to 200 venues here in Wisconsin, quite an amazing feat. He motivates, inspires, and keeps people hoping. This is truly a gift. I wrote this testimonial for Gary in his latest book called When the Time is Right. I've known Gary Beyer for several years. I consider him a great friend. He is very articulate and shows much compassion towards others. I very much enjoyed interviewing him on my News and Notes podcast back in 2015. Gary's story is truly one of courage, love, and relentless persistence. His books are a profound inspiration, not just for those living with inclusion body myositis, but for all of us who pursue life's love and meaning. Michael J. Tullison, a great friend from my collegiate years at Ripon College, and has been a magnificent music mentor and support over the past 15 years. As a marvelous and gifted singer-songwriter himself, Mike has been a gentle, warm, and soulful encourager in my life. Not only has he been patiently guiding me in my music talents, but he has also taken the time to show me the profound ways in which writing, music, performing, podcasting, broadcasting, reading, and even customer service are connected. Now, Mike has a heart as big as life itself and has been instrumental in helping me see these vital creative connections, which have helped me keep my artistic juices flowing well into middle age. He has helped me in my live performances and in my confidence level as a guitar player, even helping me choose the best guitars to purchase. I have so many kind words to say about my most encouraging and caring friend, Mike. Now, Fred Herzem is another amazing person from my college years with whom I share the gift of music with. We have written several songs together. Fred's quiet and thoughtful support has been indispensable in my evolution as a musician. We have parallel evolution paths as we started playing guitar seriously in our mid to late 40s, and we've had tons of fun with our creative journeys since then. Fred has these kind words to say about our friendship and musical partnership recently. He says, after 29 years from seeing him last, Jeff McAndrew burst back into my life through a portal of earnest lyricism wrapped in music with corresponding meaning. From that point forward, he transformed from a youthful acquaintance to a fast friend. I am so honored to collaborate with Jeff musically on occasion. His pure voice in music and discourse is forged in life's scorching kiln. But rather than rigid steel, life's crucible has forged a person of iron-willed compassion and determined curiosity in seeking truths and humane ways of living. Jeff's open heart and mind have inspired and challenged me to temper my tendency towards cynicism with a determined, humane realism. You will benefit greatly when you open yourself to Jeff's earnest explorations of humanity's foibles, conundrums, and astounding good and bad capacities in his podcasts, music, and writings. For one, I for one, am a fan as much as a fortunate friend. Unquote. As you can clearly see, the people who celebrate life's victories and who patiently wait for a time to jump in, these are the true friends. If you love someone, set them free. Another kind and compassionate friend has been Craig Sather. Craig, a fellow Wisconsinite who lives in Milwaukee, has not only been an encourager for my writing, but has been there for me during tough moments in my life, including loss of job, sickness, and even death of family members. Now, Craig has a strong spiritual foundation which makes him an excellent sounding board for my deep questions, worries, or concerns. He has also exhibited amazing strength during crisis periods in his own life. A phone call from Craig is always welcomed as he takes time to listen to my concerns in many different areas. He was especially helpful during some very tough times for our family surrounding our son, Stefan, his autism developmental disability and diagnosis becoming very tough for our family. Craig is also a published author. With one book under his belt, a work centering on a very unique and compelling interpretation of the four Gospels of the Bible. Using research and extensive experience and knowledge as a PhD in the field of physical therapy, he's currently working on something completely different, on a scholarly book about the nature and treatment of the common headache. Craig is a role model for me in many ways. John Sila, another good friend and president of the Fond du Lac Writers Club, has been a loyal and productive member of my writers group in North Fond du Lac and has been supportive of my writing projects. I also had the distinct pleasure of attending the 2017 and 2018 Lakefly Writers Conference with him in Oshkosh. What a great conference that is. We've had many discussions about writing over the past few years. John and I also tend to agree on politics for the most part. Our talks often delve into the interesting and thought-provoking areas. Glenn Bullman has been a friend for over 8 years, and my wife Debbie and I and Glenn and his wife Terry have grown close and have done a lot together over that span. Glenn has been also encouraging for members of the writers group and has been a solid friend who will always listen when I need support of any kind. He has been one of my only friends to have been to both of my live guitar performances at Vines and Rush's Winery in Ripon. And he even did some filming for my second performance in 2015. Finally, a shout out to my friend Kathy back at Ripon College, who once told me, as long as the character finds strength in friendships, that's what matters. So thanks to all my great friends, some people who have not been mentioned here. Great friends can be great encouragers. They accept you 100% for who and where you are on your life's journey. They see the good and bad you are capable of, and they may steer you the right way. They often do. They are always there to help you grow in positive ways. As I mentioned in my recent book to my son Ryan, friendship is one of my most cherished concepts. I really believe that people misunderstand and underestimate the power of friendship. Good friendships have the power to change the world. Best friends are some of the most valuable people in the world. Why are the best friends such rare treasures? Well, I believe that having and maintaining top quality friendships on a consistent basis tends to make life less stressful and much more meaningful. We truly cannot do it without the people around us validating our loves, goals, and purpose. When we can find more people around us, life tends to become more important and more stable on a profound level. Now, thank you to all of my sacred friendships, and I believe they are sacred. I feel very fortunate. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks to the people who helped me edit and perfect this novel, including the Wordsmiths Club members, Tom Verhoevnik, that is, authors Kaja Green-Tovar and Craig Sather, also John Sila, and my dear mother, Jane McAndrew. They helped me immensely in helping to form the book and edit the book, most importantly. Thanks most of all to my wife and my life's love, Debbie, for her patience with my passion for writing. I thank her for giving me the freedom to be productive with my creative projects and, most importantly, to let me be the best I can be. I'm not always able to adequately explain to her the great depth and intentions of my writing projects, but I feel her full and unconditional support all of the time. This is truly a gift. She's the most important person in my life. I'm a very lucky man, and I could not do it without her. So there is the rough draft of the dedication, and I hope you found it meaningful. While most dedications maybe are a little bit shorter, I wanted to go in the direction of friends because I think friends are the most important to dedicate to and acknowledge. So dedication and acknowledgement section, that's the rough draft. There may be a few minor changes for editing in there, but just wanted to share that with you. And I look forward to sharing the entire book. And it will be in print form, not just ebook form. Julie Beyer asked me whether